Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Stephanie Liu, and welcome to another episode of Lights, Camera, Live. I've got an amazing guest for you today. We're going to talk about how you can create video in 5 minutes with content that you already have. Isn't that like bananas? All right, you guys, you can go ahead and hang out with us. Let me know where you're tuning in from because we have a fantastic show, and I'm super excited to bring my guest onto the show. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, Keegan, I'm going to bring you on. Are you ready? Are you all set?
I'm ready. Born ready.
Everyone, this is Keegan. Say what's up.
Hello. How is everybody doing?
They're doing good. So for those of you who don't know, Mr. Keegan Donnelly, Keegan is the head of growth and community at Lumen 5. And as an experienced brand builder with a background in customer success, his customer first mentality allows him to make customer acquisition about how they can be successful by using their product, which is Lumen 5. He enjoys connecting with marketers and anyone eager to grow their audience through video. In fact, he's on LinkedIn, so connect with him.
Please do. Or find me on Instagram if you like pictures of food. I'm just Kagan on there. I got in early. I got my first name on Instagram. So
Kagan, you know your name. I've never heard anyone's name like yours before. You're the first Kagan I've ever met.
Yeah, Keegan I think is quite common, but Kagan is definitely a little unusual for sure.
Well, cool. So for those of you that are tuning in and watching live, let us know where you're tuning in from. I'm here in sunny San Diego. Kagan, where are you?
I'm from Vancouver, Canada. And I see Desmond is tuning in from South Wales. That's very cool. I've been to Wales. My family, the name Kagan is actually, I think, a Scottish name, and my dad's from there. So.
Oh, very cool.
Hello, Desmond. I've been to where you're from.
That's awesome. And for those of you that are watching the replay, go ahead and leave a comment, #replay, just so we know that you are here. So shout out to Daryl Stern, Desmond, Mike Alton. You guys are absolutely amazing, and you're going to be here for an amazing talk with Kagan. So Kagan, let's get started. Yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so let's talk about Lumen 5 first, just because I feel like Lumen 5 is pretty badass. And when I first discovered it, I was like, hold the phone, you guys, check this out right now. And I showed every single one of my clients, and my clients were just like, where has this been my entire life? So can you tell us a little bit about Lumen 5?
Well, we love people telling other people about Lumen 5. We've barely spent $1 on marketing. We basically put the product out there, people try it, they love it, and they tell their friends about it, and that's how we've managed to grow, which is the best way to grow a product, I think, right? If you're really solving problems for people. I think really what we wanted to do with Lumen 5 is traditional ways of making video are just really difficult, right? I don't know if anybody here has used Final Cut Pro or Premiere or those sort of applications. They're clunky, they're difficult to use, they're time consuming, you need a lot of skill. I've been using Final Cut for 10 years. I probably know how to use 10% of that application at this point. So we wanted something that anybody could use to make a video in just a few minutes.
Wow.
So that's sort of the... Oh, I see Kelly says, I love Lumen 5. That's what we like to hear.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Kelly is a big, huge fan. Like, as soon as she found out that you're going to be on the show, it was like, hearts forever. She's like, let me tell you about this. And in fact, you guys, on Lumen 5's website, they have this really cool video. Okay, and I didn't even tell you about this, but can I play this quick video and just like show them what it's all about? Okay, so 1 second, you guys. Let's go ahead and hit play.
Lumen 5 is a video creation platform driven by artificial intelligence
and machine
learning. Using our platform, you can easily turn any blog post into a video. To create a video, simply enter a link to a blog post or news article. Using natural language processing, Lumen 5 will automatically create a storyboard for you. We then use machine learning to match each scene with media files that are relevant to your content. The length of each scene is algorithmically determined based on the amount of text on display.
It's a minute long. So I'll let you know. I just put you on mute. And they can hear me. Hi, guys.
Everything looks great. Important keywords are highlighted as well. Our built-in media library contains over 100 million assets, and you can use these with a simple drag and drop. Within a few minutes, your video is ready to be shared across your social channels. Video posts on social media get 12 times more engagement than photos and text combined. Lumen 5 has helped over 200,000 businesses create over 1 million videos. To start making your own videos, get started with a free account today.
That was hilarious because I totally put you on mute because you're drinking your coffee. And then I was like, oh yeah, and then I didn't even put myself on mute. And then all of a sudden I saw like the little laugh emojis and I was like, oh, I love my audience. They just know
they're laughing with you or at you.
They're laughing with me.
With you, of course.
They're laughing with me. But yeah, hey, if you guys are using Lumen 5, go ahead and let us know in the comments below. We'd love to go ahead and give you a shout out. If you've never heard of Lumen 5 before, you guys, again, it's absolutely brilliant. Like I was telling Kegan, I shared it with my clients. I was like, look, you could hook up your RSS feed and then all of a sudden, boom, these beautiful, wonderful videos come out. You do a couple of edits and wham, bam, you're done, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I know a lot of marketers have kind of struggled with is they spent the past, 5, 6, 7 years building this catalog of written content, right? Because for a while, blogs were the best way to drive traffic. And then all of a sudden things switched to video and people have this backlog of content and they don't know what to do with it anymore. And the whole great thing about Lumen 5 is you can take that backlog of stuff that you have and turn that into a video with minimal effort and minimal work.
That's so smart. That's so smart.
And it uses the magic of machine learning and artificial intelligence. We have some very smart people who are much smarter than me who figured all this stuff out to try to make the experience kind of magical, which is really cool.
Very cool. Well, everyone is talking about video and why video needs to be a part of their marketing strategy. And I always love to hear the stats. So I'm really interested to hear, what is changing in 2019 as far as video goes, or what have you seen that's really helped out your user base?
I think people are starting to shift to have a video-first mentality, right? So video used to be sort of an accessory to your social media strategy. It was something, maybe 1 out of every 10 posts would be a video. Now you really need to be video first. Maybe only 10% of your posting is link and text posts going forward. And that's been a trend that's been sort of emerging over the past couple of years now. I think Mari Smith recommended 80% of your content needs to be video in 2019, which to some people is a very overwhelming number to have to hear, right?
Oh.
Like, how do you make all that video?
How do you get yourself in front of the camera and all of that stuff?
I think you turn on Facebook Live and you never turn it off, I guess, right?
I actually had a client once who, when Facebook Live first came out, right, I was like, oh, what is this live button? And then she got distracted, put the phone in her lap, and the whole entire time she was just streaming, looking up her nose. And it was just the funniest thing ever. Okay, so when it comes to video, what makes a great video? What should people be mindful of?
I think, imagine when you've read a book, and then how books often get turned into movies. And I know some diehards with the books will get upset because things will get left out. Well, that's right. You'll read the Harry Potter book and you'll say, oh, they missed that whole section and they didn't include that and I'm angry, But there's a good reason for that. Video is a very different medium. It's you really want to distill your message down and make it very simple and easy to get. And you don't want to just include too much information, right? So you really need to take your story and take the most important pieces of that and use that in your video message and just try not to overcomplicate things too much.
Oh, that's so very true. I find that most videos that add a little bit of intrigue is what hooks me in, right? I think of all the movie trailers. Don't give away too much, right? Especially if you're going to use a Lumen 5 video to tease what your blog post is about.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe I'll just say hey, here are 5 ways that you could create videos in a matter of clicks. And then maybe I'll just give you the first 2, and then for the rest of it, you head on over to the blog post.
Yeah, we're working with some news organizations now. So Forbes, for example, has been making videos with Lumen 5, and that's often what they'll do. We call them an article teaser. So you'll just get this little snippet of the article, it hooks in the audience, and then they'll click through to actually read the whole thing, right? So it's kind of combining the best of both worlds with video and written content.
That's awesome. And I also love the fact where you said that most people as marketers, even marketers, are thinking video first, right? Mari Smith, absolutely love her. Mm-hmm. And I always tell this to my good friend Mike Alton, because he's a blogger, and he's like, I could watch one live stream and I could blog the heck out of it. And for me, it's I'd rather just answer it in a video and then take that video and then turn it into a blog post, into a podcast, and that's where I go first, especially when you could transcribe videos for free on YouTube or just $1 per minute on Rev. Yeah, Very cool.
Yeah, Rev is like, what, $1 a minute for transcription or less than that now? It's so simple to do it that way, right? So I think Lumen 5 and, Facebook Live and those things, it's really just, you need an omni-channel approach these days, and any tool that can help you, take one piece of content and use it across different channels and different mediums is just such a time saver. It's such a struggle for marketers today to make their content go as far as it needs to go.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny too because I spoke with Jeff C. last year, and we were talking about how most marketers, they'll push out a video, and if it falls flat, they're like, okay, that wasn't a success. But it's like, maybe you need to test it out, right? So when you import, let's say, a video into Lumen 5, you could easily like redo the title, maybe change the title, change the hook, push it back out again, maybe even change like the starter image. That way you could like really draw people in and then see if that works.
Yeah, exactly. It's really about like experimentation and being able to, do low cost things to see if your messaging works. I've heard horror stories from people who've invested hundreds or thousands of dollars in like a piece of evergreen video content. And, they say this video is going to go on my website. It's going to be there for 3 years and it's going to drive all these sales and drive all these leads. They get the video done and the message isn't right, or the story isn't right, or something's wrong with it, but they've already sunk so much money into it, there's no going back, right? So with tools like Lumen 5, you can really, like what you said, you can experiment with titles, you can experiment with more information, less information, short videos, long videos. You can really just see what works best for your audience and adjust as needed.
Yeah. Okay, like I'll give you an example. And like this is like for you, Mary, Mike, Brad, all of you guys that are watching. Like for one of my clients, it's the National Conflict Resolution Center, and we're all about how to mediate disputes in a way that's still civilized, which is probably a good thing we need in America right now.
More than ever, we need to be civilized with our disputes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I used Lumen 5 to create like this promo video for the awards gala that they have. And it said, the date, the time, and all of that jazz. Well, it's an annual gala. So now all I really have to do is this April, because that's going to be the year, I could just go back in there, change the date, change the time, maybe even put like an updated graphic. But in seconds, like my video is already done. So it's brilliant. It's such a time saver.
Yeah, so not only are you saving time in the first go around, you're repurposing the content and saving more time the second time. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and so Mike Alton just said, oh my God, yes, I wasted 10 grand on a marketing video at a prior company. No way.
And, I'm not trying to say you shouldn't produce great videos. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Sandwich Video, that company. They do a lot of ads that are like really cheeky and kind of funny. They're a really cool company, but they cost $100,000 typically to make something. But you can experiment with Lumen 5, get an idea of what message your audience likes, and then commit to a big investment.
That's
right? Don't jump in on the big investment before you know it works.
Yeah, I love that. Just fail fast, right? Just test it out real quick. See if it's really going to hook your audience in. And then if you want to go ahead and move on to like drones and all that other stuff, you could go, right?
And VR and 3D and 360. Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely go ahead and do that. So having said that, you guys, we've got this really cool video example that Kegan had shared with me. Kegan, is it cool if we go ahead and share that right now?
Sure.
Okay, 1 second. Let's go ahead and get this queued up and play. Wait, that was with Starbucks?
Yeah, some big brands have used Lumen 5 for sure. It's and I think the thing that you see in a video example like that is it's a very simple message. They're not trying to sell the whole story of Starbucks. They're talking about a very specific thing. And I think those videos tend to do best. Too often people want to tell their whole brand story, their whole personal story in a single video, but that usually doesn't work too well.
Very cool. And so what are some ways that you could go ahead and automate your content flow process?
Got it. So you alluded to it earlier. We have something called instant videos. So if you have a blog or a website that gets regular updates, you can add the RSS feed to Lumen 5, and anytime there's a new article, we'll generate, using our AI and machine learning technology, a video for you. And you just have to jump in, see what we've done, maybe make a couple of tweaks, change a couple of things, and export it, and put that on Instagram or Facebook.
That's so brilliant. Like, okay, so I did this for one of my clients. I have to tell you, because I'm just like, this is how I use Lumen 5. Okay, so, one of my clients has an amazing PR team, and we're constantly always getting coverage, and they do a fantastic job sending out these press releases. Well, I asked the webmaster, can you just create an RSS feed? Because whenever this press release goes out, I then want to have an automated video that I could go ahead and push out, swap the photos, send to client, get approval, and then push it out on social. And it makes you, as a marketer, you guys, it makes you look freaking brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard a lot of people who say, I love Lumen 5, and I'll be like, great, can you tell your friends? And they say, no, I want to keep this to myself, right?
It's the best kept secret. I mean, it is true, right? Because if you think about like how much people probably charge for like a 1-minute video, and then once they realize, oh my goodness, this is a Lumen 5 template, I could just do this myself, then they're like, so here's a question from that I got like from Kelly and the rest of the crew is, can you customize your comments or like your text overlays, the colors, like how far can you push Lumen 5 to make it look like your own?
Well, you saw in that example, the Starbucks video was using kind of the Starbucks green, and it had its logo there, so you can absolutely do that. Our free plan comes with a number of themes that you can choose from, but if you want to customize the brand colors or the font to like match a very specific identity, that's available on our premium plans.
Got it. And so, Ilkum, you're new to the show. I've never like seen you before, but welcome.
You are welcome.
Yeah. So she's asking, does it support multi-language? That's a fantastic question because, English, but what about like Spanish?
Mm-hmm. So the machine learning component works best with English. It'll work okay in other languages. What we recommend is if you do know English and you're searching our media library, you'll probably have better results doing your searches in English than if you do in other languages. Right?
Got it.
So that's kind of, there's tons, like Lumen 5 is used all over the world, but it's usually folks are getting crafty with it and they're doing their searches in English.
Very cool. And Mary Fane Brandt said, great tip on the article teasers, right? He's so smart, Mary. This is super cool. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and put the website behind you because, for those of you who don't know, right, you go in here, you guys have like a bunch of different brands that are using it. You talked about the automated video creation with AI, but I mean, you could drag and drop your own videos in here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So using our AI, we will recommend media that comes from our library. We have a number of repositories that we draw from, and it's all of it available for commercial use. So you can use this in a Facebook ad. If you're doing an ad campaign, that's totally fine. But if you have your own images and your own videos, you can upload those and drag them into your project as well.
Oh, that's so smart.
Often people will mix and match a little bit, right? They use some of their own content and some of the stuff from our library.
Yeah, and where are you pulling your stock images from?
I don't know all of the sources. One of the big ones is Video Blocks, you may be familiar with. They're a big repository. Mm-hmm. And then on our business plan, we actually integrate with Getty.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Is that new?
It is new. It's new in the past few months, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
I'll set you up with a trial later on so you can try it out. So that's really great because Getty has really high quality assets, but they also have stuff that's like very like current event driven. So you can look up like politicians and celebrities. You can look up like events.
Yeah.
So yeah, you type in Lady Gaga, you're going to get a bunch of results. You could type in Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, and you can see results for them.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to make videos about things that are happening very like right now, Getty's a great resource for that.
Okay. And I don't know if you guys see this right now. Well, I'm sure you can, Jaina, Ilkum, and Mike. But if you take a look here, what I have on the screen is you type in latte, and then like all the coffee photos pop up. And it's brilliant. You type in ocean and it pops up. And I'm assuming that the automated AI, it's reading your videos, your script, right? And then it's just taking the best images from it.
Exactly. And we'll do really cool things. So if we select an image for you and you change it for something else, our system will learn from that automatically.
What? Wait. You have to say that again.
So imagine we choose an image for you, and we say, we think this matches. And you override that by dragging in a different image. We will learn from that. And the next time, we may have a better suggestion for you. So it's a constantly learning system. It's crazy. I know. I don't know how they do it. The smart guys over that way in our office.
I thought you were going to say Skynet is over there in the office.
The Skynet, yeah, exactly. Terminator's on his way in. I mean, it's kind of crazy when you think about it, but so many applications are doing that now. I don't know if you've had that experience where you get a CAPTCHA with Google, and it says, like, click on the squares that have a car in them. And really what you're doing when you do that is you're training their self-driving cars, which is nuts, right? That's how that all ties in.
No way!
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I know, but like what I had learned when I was at the gamification summit was that those little picture squares were to help, it was like to train their computers on how to read the images.
Yeah. So when it asked you, where are the cars, you're telling the system how to find cars in the image.
Mm.
Yeah.
So when they launched like their self-driving cars, do I get a cut because I did my homework?
Exactly. You're a researcher. You're a contributor to that. Where's our Google money? What is this?
So here's a question for you. Some people, like Brad Friedman, who's watching right now, he does a lot of like podcasting. Will Lumen 5 eventually do audiograms, or did I miss that?
So we don't currently, but we're looking at a few ways that we can help podcasters. Because again, with trying to have that omni-channel approach, if you do a podcast, you want to be able to repurpose that content. One way that people will do that right now is they'll go to Rev, they'll get a transcript, and they'll paste that into Lumen 5, and they'll generate a video.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future you'll be able to skip a step and you just upload the audio file and we do all that work for you. We'll see.
That would be kind of cool.
It would be pretty cool, right? There's a lot of stuff that we're working on. And by the way, if anybody in the audience has questions about things that we're working on, let me know. Yeah,
well, okay, so I wanted to go back to if I swapped out the photo for something that worked with my brand, the computer will learn it, right? Like, for example, a lot of my audience is diverse, right? So I'm always looking for multicultural photos, not just of me, but also of men and like different ethnicities.
And different ages and yeah.
Yeah, right? Will the AI take that into consideration as well?
I don't know if it's that smart yet, but maybe. I know one problem people have had is that a lot of stock photo is not very diverse. So hopefully the stock photo companies will start improving in that regard.
That's true.
I've definitely noticed that. When you search like cafe, it doesn't look like a very diverse group of people in that cafe in some cases.
That's true. Which is
Getty's
why...
a little better in that regard, I've noticed. They definitely have a bigger amount of images to work from. So
I mean, the next time I'm at Starbucks drinking my coffee, if you want to come over and just like take a photo of my hand,
Mm-hmm.
you could totally do that.
You could have your own stock. Yeah, StephanieStockPhotos.com. Book it. There we go.
Cool. And so what about... So Lumen 5 will go ahead and connect with, let's say, your RSS feed. You could have your templates. You could customize it any which way that you want with the photos and the videos. What about music? How much music do you guys have right now?
We have 30,000 tracks, and it's all copyright free. It's licensed for your use, so you can upload these things to Facebook and YouTube, and you're not going to worry about getting any like copyright notices or anything like that. On our higher tier plans, you can also upload your own music. Got to be careful there. I've had people get themselves in trouble because they'll upload something copyrighted and they'll post it on Facebook, and you'll get in trouble for that these days. So you got to be very careful. But all the stuff that we provide is free to use, and even for ads and those sorts of things.
That's very cool. And you know what I also appreciate about the Lumen 5 videos is that the first time I created a video and I turned it into a Facebook ad, I didn't have to worry about the 20% text rule. It's like, I don't know if you guys already knew that you were in line with the 20% text rule, but you were, right? Because there's nothing worse than, spending $10,000 on a video with text overlays, and then as soon as you try to boost it, Facebook's like, no, that's not happening. You're like, how much is that
people were trying
edit?
to be sneaky about the algorithm for a bit, right? They were making like still images that were videos, right? Trying to get more views. Yeah, that was such a crazy thing. So the algorithm that we use, so our machine learning understands sentences and knows where to break sentences into a new scene. So we do that automatically. So we'll find a good stopping point and we'll bump that to the next scene. So there's never too much text on a scene at any one time.
Yeah, I remember that because I think I was like in the Lumen 5 community and I was like, I have a really long sentence. Can I put that in there? And one of the support guys was like, well, best practices, you should break it up. And I was like, I don't want to. And I was like, oh, you're right. So like, it's nice that you also get that support because I feel like whenever I have a question, you guys have like the little pop-up chat, right? Like you still have that on the site?
We do. Everybody's got it. It's called Drift, right? The little chat bubble. We have that. It's usually me who replies, but we have a couple other people who are in there too.
Cool. So I'm thinking through like the content creation process and how to automate it. So far you have it. So connect an RSS feed, create a Lumen 5 video, you publish it. Can you schedule it? That's like the next step.
Yeah, I was just in a meeting earlier and we were talking about we're not great in that regard. That is definitely a huge opportunity for us in 2019. Because I hear this all the time. People get their video and there's just a download link and then you've got to figure out how to get it onto Instagram or get it into Buffer, get it into Hootsuite. And it's just not that easy. So one of the things we're going to work on over the next few months is more ways to share your video with fewer clicks. Okay. We want to handle that whole journey that people are going on from idea to creation to sharing and make that really seamless.
And you know what would be really cool? This is like me actually geeking out with you now.
Please, yeah. Feature ideas. I will make sure you get a cut, unlike the Google thing.
Yeah. So like, let's say I publish my videos and I schedule it out, right? That would be cool. But then if I had it, because I'm all about like bulk editing content and then just having like something like Agora Pulse just push it out constantly without ever having to worry about like, oh no, what am I going to post out today? So if it could connect to, you know, my scheduling tool, I think that would be really amazing. Or if it was built into the platform, that would be really cool. It'd also be really interesting to know, like, once I created it, can it then remix it for me? Like, oh, Stephanie, like maybe you should test out this title instead, or maybe, you know, like split A/B test. Have you heard that suggestion before?
Yeah, we've thought about some things around that. One idea we had too is, say you make like a 1-minute video. We might follow up with you the next day with, hey, here's like a 15-second vertical video version of that. Take it and post it on your stories, right? So that's one idea that we've been exploring.
Okay,
I think that would be really cool. Okay. You put the work in, and then we do the extra work to reuse that content once again, right?
That would be freaking brilliant. You don't even see it. Well, maybe you can, but I just got goosebumps as soon as you said that. Yeah, as soon as you.
I do the work once, and I get 2 pieces of content.
2 pieces or 3 pieces of content. Like you take my video, and then you turn it into square, and then you turn it into portrait, and then you're giving me suggestions as, hey, what's the mood for this? Should it be happy? Should it be like cinematic? And then it just builds it the way that I want to build it. That would be brilliant.
That would be very, very cool. In terms of scheduling and stuff, we probably won't build our own scheduling tools because I know most marketers have one that they love and that, you know, they're really committed to. So I think what we want to do is build integrations with as many of those as possible. So you could do 1 click, go to Hootsuite, 1 click, go to Agora Pulse, another one go to Later, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But it really comes down to, do those companies let other companies integrate with them? And some do and some don't. So we're looking at our options there.
Well, I'm really excited about that feature, or just like, because then that would really take my whole video content creation process so much easier. There's this one app, I don't know, I forget the name of it, which sucks, but what they would do is as soon as a video was published on my Facebook page, it would automatically take that video, download it, put it into like a Dropbox, and then automatically upload it over to YouTube. So I think if I could have it like Zapier the heck out of it, right? Like ninja.
That sounds like Zapier, yeah.
Yeah, if I could like ninja the heck out of it, then that would be really cool. Like, okay, live video is done. Now it uploads over here, and then Lumen 5 will go ahead and do something. Is Lumen 5, are you limited by how long your video is?
No, you can have as many as 40 scenes, so that's the only limitation, but each scene can be anywhere from 1 second up to 10 or 15 seconds, depending on the content of it. That being said, though, the Lumen 5 style of video, which is very text forward, we find the sweet spot to be about a minute.
Okay.
Right? because there's no talking head, there's not as much motion. People just don't have the attention span for that kind of video beyond a minute or so, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, when you and I talking to one another on Facebook Live, it's much more engaging and we can go for much longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking like other ways that I would love to hack Lumen 5. Like, okay, here's my portrait video. Now I want it to be published into my Instagram stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be really cool.
Stories are so tricky because Instagram doesn't let third parties post to it yet, right? So we can't schedule stories or anything yet. One day, which is good. It keeps the platform very like right now, right? Because you can't schedule it. You have to post it when you want it to go out. So.
Very true. Okay, so what are some other things that you want people to know about Lumen 5? Because I could have the site floating up behind you and just scroll around.
Yeah. Well, I think the main thing I want to get across is that we have a really amazing free version. So I know a lot of products and tools out there, they have a free version, but that free version is borderline useless in some cases, or, you really get pushed to upgrade to be able to do things. We have a really great free product. Tons of users just stick with that. So if you're hesitant, there's really no risk in just giving it a try.
Love it. And honestly, if you guys are using Lumen 5 right now, go ahead and drop them in the comments. Keegan will go ahead and take a look at it. I actually just want to go back to my Facebook business page because I know that Kelly was going like bananas with all of these suggestions.
Oh yeah, I saw that. She had feature requests. Like she was like, okay, I have a list. I'm like, I need this, I need this, I need this, which is great.
It was brilliant, yeah. Let's see here. So, Stephanie Liu, I pick and choose my images. We actually had to go... Oh yeah, she had a mini video of hers go viral. Did I tell you that? I probably forgot to tell you that. Yeah,
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she created this for one of her clients, and then it went viral with like 18,000 views, and it was about like nursing in public and how you could get over the fear of it. And so like the moms shared it because it's just a strong community, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, the mom communities are amazing. Actually, so when I first started at Lumen 5, one of my really good friends tried out the product. She runs a business where she teaches new moms or new parents first aid. And she made a video all about, I think it was like some first aid tips for youngins or whatever, and it got like 100,000 views in the first 24 hours.
No way!
And nothing she'd ever made up until that point had more than like 5 likes. And it just blew up. And that was my first, I just started the company. That was me seeing firsthand the power of telling video with story. Because one of my really good friends found success within a couple of days. So.
Oh yeah, like I actually had like one client who was very shy on being on camera, and so she had downloaded some stock photos, some stock videos, and then she just did the text overlays, and it was brilliant. It just it got her out there, and she started to see that her audience loved it, right? So this kind of goes back to like testing ideas that would really resonate with your audience, because then she's like, all right, well, that seemed to work, so now I'm going to insert a photo of me. And then she just slowly started to build her confidence in terms of getting in front of the camera. So she did like stock, and then she would insert a photo of, like let's say Mary Fain Brandt, one of our viewers. It shows her, presenting, or she has like people listening in, all that cool stuff. Yeah, there's so much you could do with Lumen 5, you guys. It's absolutely amazing.
Totally. I think a lot of people, when they see, like, I need to make the jump into video, and they see somebody like yourself who's, constantly on Facebook Live and is well-spoken or used to be in front of the camera, and they think, how am I ever going to get there, right? Like, how do I get from here, where I'm not doing any video, to that point? And I think making a video with Lumen 5, where you don't have to put yourself in front of the camera, you don't have to film your own footage, is like a really good way to kind of step into that world.
That's very true. And
gain a little confidence, and then take it further, and yeah, before you know it, you have your own Facebook Live show, right?
Yeah, that's the goal there. It's like it's all the little baby steps, and this is like the perfect timing, because I just did a training on how to do lifestyle videos with your smartphone in another group. And we were talking a lot about why it's important to get B-roll footage, right? So like, let's say you're an entrepreneur, you're doing a presentation, just have someone do B-roll of you, organizing your index cards or your presentation, you standing behind the podium, and then that could be a part of your Lumen 5 video. Yes, I love the stock stuff, but really if you want to go ahead and grow your business and increase your impact and your influence, then for sure start to insert those photos, and as you get comfortable, little videos of you, and then who knows, maybe you'll do live streaming too.
Yeah, and don't think you need crazy equipment to do that kind of thing. I know a lot of people will say, I need to start taking pictures, and they'll go out and they'll spend thousands of dollars on a DSLR. Your phone is a very good camera. Start with that.
Yeah, that's so true. Wow. This has been fun. And
Yeah.
I am excited to hear like what is next for Lumen 5. And you've got a Facebook community for the Lumen 5 community. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we have an amazing community of people on Facebook. I think we're about 5,000 members strong now. And it's really encouraging. People will post their videos and they'll ask, like, can I get feedback? And people will give them tips and tricks. I've probably become a better video maker just by being in that community and learning from the people who make videos. So yeah, it's a really, really great community. Hopefully some of the people from there are either watching right now in the live stream or we'll see it later.
Very cool. And Keegan, so where can people see you? Are you going to be at any of the conferences, Social Media Marketing World maybe?
Yeah, so I'm going to Social Media Marketing World for my first time this year. I'm really excited. I'm scared. I'm a little nervous. I don't know what to expect. I've only ever been to conferences locally. This is my first like travel to a conference experience. So I know you're going to be there. Do you have any tips for me? Like, what should I do?
Oh my gosh.
What should I wear? What do I bring?
Well, okay, so it's going to be March. Bring some shorts, bring some sandals, bring some sunglasses, and just have a big smile on your face because you are just going to be bombarded with like some of the happiest people. It's like the Super Bowl. Like everyone's just like, oh my God, I want to meet you. And once they hear that you're from Lumen 5, they're like, I want to talk to you. I want to learn this and I want to learn that. And it's just such a good experience. And you'll be happy to know that like Thinkific is going to be there too. So maybe you guys could like plan something together.
We could have like a little Canadian meetup or something.
Yes.
We'll have a little Canadian contingent. We'll get like some maple syrup and, play a little game of street hockey or something, try to make ourselves feel at home.
I think Jen Herman and Amanda Robinson from the 360 Marketing Squad would love that because they're both from Canada, I think. I'm pretty sure they are.
I'll be with my people, thanks.
Yeah, but I mean, when you go to the conference, I know it's like a 3-day conference, but usually like the meetups are the day before. Mm-hmm. Right? So people will just meet in the lobby, they'll congregate and whatnot. But, definitely stay a little bit longer too, so that way you could enjoy San Diego. Have you ever been to San Diego?
I have been, yeah. It's such a beautiful city. It's never too hot or too cold. It's just like temperate, beautiful, ocean. I'm very jealous. As somebody who lives, in the cold north, I envy San Diego quite a bit.
Okay.
We get 2 months of the year of like San Diego weather, and that's it. So.
No way! That actually just makes me sad.
No, I know.
Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, if you guys have any other questions about Lumen 5, go ahead and drop them in the comments right now because we're about to wrap up, and I want to make sure that you get your questions answered. And if we don't have time to answer them on the air, you can definitely take a look at the Lumen 5 community on Facebook. Kelly
mentioned that she sees only 1,200 fans, so that's true. We actually have way more people in the Facebook group than we do on our page.
I think
our page, yeah, we only have 1,200 likes on the page, but we have 5,000 people in the group.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how that even happened. But.
No, I think she was talking about the viral video that she had for her client. It was a small page for like the nursing stuff, and they had so many views afterwards, so that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Oh, George is just ending in...
George, I made it!
You just, like, slid to, like, home plate.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you guys check out the Lumen 5 community on the Facebook group. Are you just constantly always in there?
Oh, yeah. People will just, like, mention me to bring me into conversations. They'll be like, what does Kagan think about this? And they'll bring me into it. I love it. It's such a way to start my day too. I usually go in there and get all pumped up because everybody in there is so excited, and then I'll go on with my day. So
love it. And then and Kagan, do you do any trainings in the group? Like, what's the next thing?
Not in the group. We do host a weekly webinar. They're on Thursdays as well. So if you, what's the easiest way to get to it? If you want to attend a Lumen 5 webinar, send me an email, kegan@lumen5.com, and I'll get you the link for it. It's a long URL, so I'll send it to you later.
Okay. Fun. Well, Kegan, this was absolutely amazing. I appreciate you so much. I love what you guys are doing with Lumen 5. It's obviously changed my life in terms of my clients, and so many of our viewers love it too. And for those of you who haven't tried it yet, you will, and you'll find out about it, and you're just like, where has this been my whole entire life?
Well, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to meet you in person in San Diego. You're speaking there, so I'll definitely be at your talk, and maybe I'll bring you a Lumen 5 T-shirt as well. We have some of those, so
Yes,
yeah.
please. Lumen 5 swag for the win.
Oh yeah, got good swag. I'll bring some along.
Okay. All right. Well, say bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone. George, Mike,
Take
Kelly,
care.
Elizabeth, thank you so much.